Hey guys, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be updating you on the motor mount design that we had previously done in the last video. I went ahead and printed this design and noticed a couple mistakes that I have made. First off, we're going to talk about the fitment of the engine with the motor. And if I go ahead and insert the motor here, it's very difficult to get in there. And that is because if we take a look at our notes that we made, I took the diameter of the motor at 17.5. In actuality, it is 18 millimeters. I did some research, and both the A, B, and C motors have a 18 millimeter diameter. So I went ahead and updated that. Secondly, when I would attempt to put this inside the fin can, I'm going to put it in upside down since I have the other one inserted. It's a very snug fit, which is good because no glue, but it means you can't take it out if needed. And I did go ahead and sand it down. I don't know if, let's see, it doesn't want to focus, but I sanded it down a little bit, and you can see some marks where I grabbed it with some pliers. I also noticed an error in the printing as well. You can see some stringing in the threads minus the fact where I grabbed it with some needle nose pliers. So when I would take this and screw it in, it didn't seat in there very well. So I went ahead and updated the design. Let's take a look at our notes. Like I mentioned earlier, I updated the diameter of the motor from 17.5 to 18 millimeters, which allows the motor to slide in and out easily now. I also changed the diameter, or the inner diameter, of the fin can. I adjusted that parameter to 29 millimeters. This is probably a little bit too big in hindsight because, as you can see, there's a lot of gap around and it can wiggle around a little bit. So in reality, this should be 29.5 millimeters to get a nice snug fit, but make sure that it's easily can go in and out of the fin can easily as well. So let me go ahead and unscrew this from the fin can and show you how I updated the design as well to allow for a little easier threading of the retaining nut to the motor mount. So let me go ahead and get that unscrewed for you now. Alrighty, I went ahead and removed the screws from the motor mount. Let's go ahead and take a look. It slides off real easy, and that is because of the design choice of 29 millimeters instead of 29.5. If I were to update the design for a version 2.5, I would add the 0.5 millimeter back to this so it has a snugger fit into the fin can. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Minus the holes, there's quite a bit that's changed for the retaining ring. I went ahead and made the distance of the threads 10 millimeters instead of 5, and we can compare and contrast here. Okay, I also updated the size as well. You'll notice that this ring is a lot bigger than the new design, and this fits a motor perfectly. And if I pick it up, I can hold it, and the motor doesn't fall out super easily because it's a nice snug fit. If I put it in this one, there's quite a bit of play here, and I cannot just hold the motor with the retaining ring. So I'll go ahead and set this aside. With this new updated retaining ring design, I have made the threads on the motor mount a little bit bigger. And you can see how we got rid of the plastic here in between the threads and the motor mount. I added those to the retaining ring here and made the threads here a little bit bigger and a little easier to print, so there's no stringing like we had here. So if we go ahead and install the motor, it just slides right in. Whoop. And the retaining ring screws right in as well. And it's a perfect fit. Okay, and then this just goes right in to the fin can like that. And then you add the 4 machine screws that you saw earlier. So that is the updated design of this motor mount. And I think it is easier to print, and it is easier to use as well, considering the fact that the motor just came out with the retaining ring for easy removal and disposal, and then you can plop a new one in, screw it together if you can line up the threads on the first try. And then lock and load and send her away. So I hope these new design choices will work out. If you have any questions, please let me know. And if you need me to look at the CAD design, I can show you how I did these improvements. So thanks for watching. Have a good day.